much do we love Jonathan Majors?
You mean with like the 4 movies he's in right now?
Yeah.
Listen, I started digging him in Lovecraft.
Right, me too.
Body ridiculous.
Ridiculous.
I'm loving him.
Yes.
I'm loving the fact that he didn't feel the need to want to change his nose.
Right.
You know, because, people talk. This is, how the internet is.
Yeah.
I think he has a sex appeal about him. And I just seen him do a spread. I think it was Ebony, one of the magazines. But I seen him doing a spread. The man's body's ridiculous.
I think that sex appeal mostly comes from his confidence.
Yes, and he does see, yes. Say. And he's a good actor.
Yes.
So I like him. So he's booming right now.
But what we're talking about right now is Jonathan Majors.
Yes.
But he is in Ant-Man and the Wasp, Quantumania, which is out right now in theaters. It just came out. And it's PG-13 and it's 2 hours and 5 minutes, but it doesn't even really feel that
I didn't
long.
even notice it.
Yeah.
And I think this is it is the first time. He's a bad guy.
Is it the first time? Well, he's about to be a bad guy in Creed as well, so. Kind of a bad guy.
Well, that ain't out yet.
He was in a bad situation.
So right now,
yeah,
this is the only time I've seen him as a bad guy.
He's a bad guy.
He's a good actor.
So,
okay.
Ant-Man and the Wasp, Quantumania stars Paul Rudd as Scott Lang.
Still Ant-Man.
Yeah, still Ant-Man. Evangeline Lilly is still the Wasp, since you want to say like that.
She's been acting for a while.
Jonathan Majors plays Kang the Conqueror.
So I was wondering, like, is it King and he just saying it like Kang? You know what I mean? That's what I was wondering.
Why? Because he's black?
No, it just sounded right to me. He is like the king almost. Well, he is the king in there. But okay, I'll take Kang and just take it for what it is.
Okay.
But I kind of like it. It sounds sexy in a Kang up in here. Like, ooh, hey, yes you are.
Oh my gosh.
Okay, go ahead.
Catherine Newton plays an older Cassie Lang because she has to grow up sometime.
Yeah.
Michelle Pfeiffer is back as Janet Van Dyne. Michael Douglas is back as Dr. Hank Pym.
I was happy to see him because he had been sick for a while.
Really? I don't know if I knew that.
Yes, he was very sick for a while, so it was nice seeing him on the screen.
It was very nice. He did great.
Still looks nice too.
William Jackson Harper plays Quaz.
I liked him.
He plays the mind reader. I like him. That's why I had to mention his role because
he was funny, like right off bat.
Oh yeah.
I liked him a lot.
Yeah, he used to be in The Good Place, and I loved him in that. And he was also
in Midsommar.
Yeah, that's what his.
Okay, I'm gonna rewatch that. Okay,
I'm not.
He was funny though.
You tell me about it.
Something about Midsommar makes me think about Burning Man, and I don't know what it is
because they're out there in the fields, and other than having a big, some
super
thing to burn.
Weird cultish stuff. Okay, but anyway.
Yes. And lastly, that I'm listing here because there's lots more to see in there. Katie M. O'Brien plays Gentora. She plays the leader of the resistance.
Okay.
She was in a show called Z Nation that was on Sci-Fi. I used to watch that.
I watched, I think maybe 2 or 3 seasons, and I kind of just fell off because it started to get fake to me.
It did start to get wonky, but
looking.
I watched the whole thing. Yeah. And she was also in Black Lightning and The Mandalorian. Which I did watch that too. That's on Disney Plus.
So what's going on in Ant-Man and the Wasp?
So Scott, Hope, Cassie, Janet, and Hank get pulled into the quantum realm, where they encounter new creatures, including someone that Janet left behind.
Well,
Janet's trying to keep secrets. They're like, how come you never told us anything? How come you never?
Because she was stuck there for what, 30? She say 30 years or something like that.
Yeah, because Cassie made that little thing. This is on the trailer, and it ends up sucking them into the quantum realm. But she's like, why did you make that? You're sending a signal to the quantum realm. Well, you never told them not to. You never told them anything bad.
What happened?
You just made it seem like you were down there surviving, and they pulled you out. You didn't say what we ended up seeing.
But see, here's the thing, though. I'm going to play with these words because you say they got pulled into the quantum realm.
Yeah.
Well, they were trying to do it, so
they turned the machine off, though. Remember, and then something turned it back on, and it sucked them in.
That was their fault. I'm sorry.
That was their fault. But she should have said, look, it's dangerous. They already kind of knew it was dangerous down there, but she should have told them a little bit more about her adventures and that.
How messed up is it that they didn't tell her that they were doing it?
It's all messed up, okay? This movie was kind of messed up.
Yeah, so these were secrets that shouldn't have been kept between the two of them. She probably should have told them more for whatever reason. I don't know if she thought they were better off not knowing. She should have told them. They should have told her that they were building it.
Yep.
So those two things right there, let's just say it's 50-50.
Yeah, you made me think of something. So before we fully get into this, and before you run out and see it if you haven't seen it already, this is one of those where you need to go ahead and just take that zipper.
Yeah.
And just take your brain out, okay? And just leave it at home on the counter.
Go for enjoyment
and
only.
Just go to the movies for enjoyment, because if you think too hard about it, I mean, none of it makes sense. Let's just be honest.
I wish I'd have watched the last one before. I don't know if that would have made a difference, but I wish I'd have watched that before. It would have made a difference. They didn't
show too much about the quantum realm, and this is all about they're all
okay.
The majority of this film is in the quantum realm, and they didn't really show that before too much.
I did like that it stayed in there for most of the movie, but it was very action packed.
Yeah,
a lot of fighting in there.
A lot.
Do you like this one? I was okay with the first one. I don't think I seen the second one for some reason. Wait, no. There was a woman with him in the second one, right?
Yeah.
Yes, Wasp. I did see. Okay, yeah, I did see. I don't know what I'm thinking about. I'm gonna say I probably like part 2 better than this one.
Okay.
What do you think?
I don't know, man.
You're not really fond of the whole.
No, I like Ant-Man. I am fond of the Ant-Man series, but yeah,
What bothered you about this one?
What bothered me? Okay,
let's get to it. Besides the fact
I don't know if this is a spoiler or not, but you know that they're in the quantum realm, so that's not a spoiler. How do they have people that look like people that don't even know about humans, but they look just like a human in the quantum realm? Like,
they did. I'm sorry, but that is you. I think that might be the first time you and me agreed on something of that nature that was so small, because let's just go ahead. It's not going to be a spoiler, okay?
Right.
So they're in this quantum realm. Nobody knows there's humans there, but a human comes out, which is the guy we were just talking about, William Jackson Harper. But y'all are people, so
not just him, but another one that I didn't mention. That's
yeah.
So
you're like, wait a minute, you're people. What are y'all talking about?
Yeah.
So that
Centauri looks like a human.
Yeah. And then I had to throw it away. I had to throw it away out of my head because I was starting to think too much and I was missing some of the movie.
And then here's another one. So Janet, there's this stuff that they can. This is kind of a small giveaway, but there's this stuff that they can drink, and then they can understand the beings in the quantum realm. Okay, but so if that is true, how does Janet really know how to speak this whole language to tell them to give them some of that drink, to give the rest of her family some of that drink?
I'm guessing because she was there for so long.
I know, this is what my son said too, but I'm like, she's there for so long, but she understands what they're saying. She's already been drinking this drink, so how does she understand their language fully? Well, she doesn't have to, because she's been drinking this drink. I know that's a... She's been drinking the drink, so she's been understanding them. It sounds like English, right? So then how does she know how to speak their language if she's just hearing them speaking English? Because everybody sounds like they're speaking English when
after you take the
drink.
Kool-Aid.
So
I'm guessing just as long as she was there, maybe she picked it up. Because I would think if I were sent...
But she's always hearing them in English. I guess maybe she had a friend and she's like, well, how do you say this? But I can't hear it, but how do you say this? Like, what the heck happened? Can somebody explain that to me? Because, again,
I didn't
take your brain out,
but those are
leave it right there.
And some of it I was not understanding for a minute, but sometimes I have to follow the action and the actors and stuff, because sometimes it can get a little convoluted depending on what they're talking about. Mm-hmm. So I said, let me just stop, because I was starting to think in the beginning when
I don't even want to think about how they're eating to sustain their life. I mean, I guess that there's something down there. They can drink that stuff.
They can drink and it was something really gross, by the way.
And it doesn't affect their bodies apparently, adversely. So
I enjoyed the action in it.
Yes. The action was very good.
It was visually tasty.
The storyline was actually pretty good too. Mm-hmm. Yeah. And
it's funny because they have this talking head with like baby legs.
No,
it was
no. Don't talk about that.
I was going to talk about Deadpool.
Okay,
I'm gonna leave it.
They don't show that in the trailer or the poster. That's a surprise.
Sorry. Then here's a surprise. You're gonna think about Deadpool when you see this particular scene. And you're gonna crack up laughing when you do. Okay. Did you think about Deadpool when you seen that?
No.
You know what part of Deadpool I'm talking about? Remember when he had to grow the baby legs back, and they were all in the Josh Brolin. You remember they were cracking on his baby legs?
I know what you're talking about, but you're about to give something major away.
Oh, was it? Okay.
Don't give that away.
All right. So for me, I enjoyed watching it. When I watched
that was
it again,
hilarious.
it was very hilarious, and that's why I started laughing even more when I see that part. So let me say, so Jonathan Majors, he's the bad guy in here.
Yes.
I enjoyed him being the bad guy.
He plays a very good bad guy.
Yes, he does. And he's, like you said, he's very bold and confident. And it was cool because there were all kind of weird creatures in here. So, they're not like we are on Earth where everybody's separated by class. And they're just all kind of weird creatures on there, and everybody's used to everybody in here.
I will say this. There's a creature that looks like broccoli, and he makes me think of that Vegas commercial when the dad's like, and all they eat in Vegas is broccoli.
And the kid's like, I don't want to go to Vegas then. No, it's like, those commercials are funny, by the way. But yeah, I was happy to see him cast as one of the leads.
Yes.
I mean, he's proven himself already in Hollywood. Oh, yeah. But like I said, it makes us feel proud when we can look at the screen and you can see your representation. Like I said, we talked about it before. It's getting better and better. Why? Because we never let our voices be drowned. Yeah. And that goes for all cultures, Hispanics and all that. Nobody wants to just play one particular stereotypical role. Right. But it's gotten so much better. We got The Little Mermaid coming. And, that's all we do. You keep your voice heard.
Well, some people are hating on that.
They've been hating on that
Happy Black History Month, by the way, but
they've been hating on that.
She's a cartoon. And
her voice is, oh my, the girl's voice gives me chills. When they showed the preview for that, the trailer, her voice gives me chills. I mean, it's just so crystal clear and just a beautiful voice, and I'm going to see it. But all I'm saying is, it's getting better, and I'm happy about that. Mm-hmm. I like to celebrate the good stuff. But anyway, he plays a good bad guy.
He does.
So I was thinking, this is what I was kind of curious about.
Okay, tell me.
Do you think his idea, so we know like Thanos and Killmonger, right idea, wrong execution. Okay. Did you feel that from him, or did you really just think he was evil? Because I was on the fence about that.
I know, especially since there's a scene that's about 2.5 minutes into the credits, and then there's a scene at the very end of the credits. The credits run about 11 minutes long. So even once you see that kind of makes you feel like, well, is he right or is he wrong? I mean,
I know the first one you're talking about, and that's when it really hit me too. Yeah, is wait a minute.
Yeah, it makes you think. This makes you think. This movie does. Okay, so maybe you don't leave your brain at home, because this is going to make you think.
And those small parts are okay, though, because now I'm really, I don't know where I am with him.
This is leading into future.
You think there's going to be another one?
Yes. Yeah. It's leading into future Marvel movies as well. Okay. Yeah.
I could see that.
So you got to see this one to connect. I kind of don't like the way Disney does this, though. Mm-hmm. Look. So the movies connect. That's fine. Mm-hmm. That's one thing, right? But then you got to have Disney Plus to see some of those shows that they have, which also feeds into the movies. I mean, I have Disney Plus and I watch those, but that's kind of not fair to people that don't have Disney Plus or can't afford it or don't want to get it for whatever reason. Make it make sense. Like, just make the movies connect, and then that be a separate entity. Yeah. Because sometimes when I talk to Thommi before we do these things, she's like, well, I don't understand why this doesn't connect to this. And it's because she hasn't seen, the series or something on Disney Plus, and that's not fair.
Yeah, I can agree with that.
Yeah, maybe time constraints, whatever. She just don't want to watch it, so it's not fair. And I'm not just putting it all on you. No. I'm saying in general, people. Yeah. Yeah,
I got that. So those were your only kind of that bothered you.
I would watch it again because it was pretty funny. And then I'm sure I missed some stuff. And I just saw it.
I love to go back and get the missed stuff.
I just saw it 2 days ago. So it just came out 2 days ago.
I seen it today. I'm not sure if I would watch it again.
Okay.
I'm not. It was okay to me. Yeah. It was good, but not like wow.
Yes, I 100% agree.
Feel that?
I would at least see it one more time. Like I was telling my son, like the first one, I was like, oh my gosh, this is hilarious. I ended up seeing it like at least, I think, 3 times in the movie theater.
I thought it was hilarious. And then I watched it again
on TV and stuff like that. It was hilarious.
Well, I get, because people make these jokes that Batman really doesn't have any superpowers. Yeah. But I was like, well, he does, so he's kind of above Batman there. Poor Batman, he just gets dogged out all the time. But I was like, how is this little Ant-Man gonna do anything? Well, you see a lot of it. And if you watch The Boys on Amazon, I want to say it was the very last season that came out. Something like that kind of happens where guys.
Yeah.
I'm not going to say what because it was pretty gross.
This is the boys is for adults. It's for adults. It's for adults. I don't care. You talking about my 5-year-old loves to see it. I'm questioning
this
that.
Part. I'm not gonna say it, but when I seen it, I was like, that did not happen.
Not just super violence. There's also a scene in the very first episode of The Boys that maybe you don't want your kids to see, or they're gonna have a lot of questions.
That was what made me watch it.
Yeah, because we're adults. That's what I'm saying. For people that have children, they might be like, "Oh yeah, I can watch."
None of the
kids.
Boys is meant, and particularly the scene I'm talking about where the man shrank himself down. I'm not gonna say it because I can't even say it. Yeah. That was really gross. Definitely not for children. Like you said, within the first 10 minutes of The Boys is what made me want to watch that show. Because what happened, if you've seen The Boys, it's A-Train. He runs really fast, like an insane speed. But anyway, after he did what he did, I was like, because when it first came on, I'm like, oh, this is a cute little teeny bopper film. You know, oh no, it was not. And when you seen it, I rewinded that, like, what? Yeah. I think I rewinded it like 3 times, like, that got me hooked.
A realistic view of superheroes, like behind the scenes, kind of realistic type thing, and what they do, and
it's not like Mr. Superman and the world's all great. No, all superheroes are not good people, and that digs into like the grit of it. I mean, whoever writes for The Boys, it's freaking brilliant. I am so in love with that show.
Yeah. I don't know if you want your teenagers to watch it. That's one thing. Teenagers, one thing. That's a whole different ball games. But you don't want like your 8-year-old. I don't think. I personally would not let my child.
I wouldn't want my kids saying, "What is that just splattered all on his face?"
Yeah. Yeah. And why is the tiny man crawling into the?
Don't. I'll only say it is anyway. We want to make sure we get to this, but if you haven't watched The Boys, it is excellent for adults. Or maybe you're older teenagers, but that show is really great. Some of this was making me think of stuff in there. Yeah. So we got some fun facts in here for Ant-Man.
Yes.
Okay.
In Adventures Endgame 2019, Cassie Lang was played by Emma Furman. In this movie, she's played by Catherine Newton. Furman claimed on Twitter that she learned about being replaced when Disney released details of the film at their Investor Day in December 2020, and that while she was saddened, she was still grateful to have been a part of the MCU.
It happens. Not sure why. I'm sure there's usually...
Well, that girl she kind of resembled her, the younger girl. Yeah. Okay. I guess maybe they just wanted to go with...
You never know. They might wanted be cast chemistry. You never know.
I think they probably also wanted to go further, in time, and she's still kind of young.
Okay.
Emma Furman. I didn't check her age, but I think she's probably too young for what they wanted for this show. Oh, that's my guess.
I mean, that would make sense.
I don't know, but that's my guess. The second trilogy in the MCU to have the same director for all 3 films following Spider-Man films 2017 to 2021, directed by John Watts.
Okay.
This film, Thor: Love and Thunder from 2022 and The Marvels from 2023 were filmed at the same time, with Thor: Love and Thunder filmed in Sydney, Australia, The Marvels filmed in Jersey City, New Jersey, Los Angeles and Buckinghamshire, England, and Ant-Man and the Wasp: Quantumania filmed in Atlanta, Georgia, Turkey, and London, England.
Where? They were in the realm most of the time. Okay, I'm totally lost on that fun fact. But,
my guess for Ant-Man and Wasp is Atlanta, Georgia was probably like the scenes when they're not in the realm. Like when he's walking down the street.
Atlanta. But why are we going out of the country though? Is what I'm saying. I'm trying to figure out where in that movie.
In Turkey. I don't know.
London.
I don't know, man. I had a theory, but now I'm like, well,
it didn't make sense. Yeah. But okay, we'll figure it out. Somebody, if you know, tell us, because that doesn't make sense to me. Yeah. Atlanta, that's just some basic outdoor scenes. Atlanta could be also the soundstage
too, because I'm sure they had to be on sound stages for this Quantumania thing.
I mean, we have states here now that give movie makers the tax credit back, so that I know that wasn't an issue. But I'm really curious, in what scenes were this Turkey and London, and why? When they were in the realm, would you say 90% of the movie?
Yeah.
At least, okay. Tell us if you know. All right, because now my brain is just doing this now.
I guess we need to Google.
Okay.
More. Scriptwriter Jeff Loveness based the dynamic between the fathers and daughters in the film on the father and daughter films The Father of the Bride, 1991, and Hook, 1991.
See, Father of the Bride, I don't remember Hook.
That's with that's Peter Pan. Dustin
Oh,
Hoffman.
okay.
Yeah.
Got it. I got it now. Okay.
This film. Wait. This is film 31. Okay, yeah. This is film 31 in the Marvel Cinematic Universe. Scott Lang had previously worked in Baskin Robbins, a chain of ice cream parlors that once billed itself as having 31 flavors of ice cream.
They're saying as though they're not around anymore. They're still around.
Well, I think that maybe they don't bill themselves as having 31 flavors of ice cream because they probably sell yogurt and blah, blah. I don't. Or maybe they have more flavors now, or maybe they have less flavors. Maybe they don't. I don't know. I thought when I drove past Baskin Robbins last night, I thought it still said 31.
I'm almost sure it does. There's one not too far from here, and they got kind of expensive.
Yeah, that's why I stopped going.
One time I went and got I just wanted a chocolate cone.
Yeah.
And it was something like $4. I'm like,
for what?
Yeah, so if I want to spend that kind of money for ice cream, I'm just gonna go to Cold Stone. Let them slab it up. I like how you add all your ingredients, and they just chopping it up for you.
What do you want in it, ma'am?
Big cone. Okay, I'm cool. Yeah, ain't it just nice just to see that done? They just chopping it up, and it's just exciting. But if I'm gonna pay that, I'm just gonna go ahead to Cold Stone, because for ice cream, just a basic ice cream cone was about $4. I was like, okay, alrighty. It still tasted good, but yeah.
But it didn't taste as good since you're like,
because not for what I spent for it.
And it better be delicious. This better be the best.
It wasn't worth the $4 for an ice cream cone. Okay.
You paying for the Baskin Robbins name right there.
I really did. And it's funny because in here he was going to Baskin Robbins in the movie, so that's why we mentioned that. But it was kind of funny and cute.
Yeah.
But anyways, clappers. How many clappers are you going with?
I am going to give it, I think I'm going to go with 3.5 clappers. And I'm going to say, if you see it in matinee. I mean,
definitely. I
don't know if I'd want to spend the extra money on 3D. I didn't see it in 3D, and I didn't find anything missing or anything like that.
That you would have craved to see in 3D. I didn't either, no.
If you just really love 3D, by all means, go for it. But
still go to matinee.
You might, yeah.
And I'm going with the soft 3.
Yeah.
Like it was a good movie. It just didn't wow me. So I'm just going with a soft average 3.
Yeah.
It
didn't wow me really either. But there's lots of humor. It's lots of humor, and there was some good stuff in there,
Visually tasty.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay, well, there you have our review on Ant-Man and the Wasp, currently at theaters. Don't forget, me and Jules, GottaBeReel movie reviews. We're on Facebook, YouTube, Instagram.
Checks out.
And we're on the FearCon station. So all you do is go to connecttoyourcity.com. You'll click on the FearCon tab. Yeah. There you will see all of our thrillers and horrors. Oh, and we also take requests. Tell us what you want to see. We got you covered. All right?
Let me add this before you close up.
Okay.
As I know I added this in the caption one time. If you're watching us on Instagram cuts us at 15 minutes because we're not that large yet. So if you want to see the whole video, you can check it out on YouTube or Facebook.
Yes, so. I'm glad you mentioned that. Because I was watching when I called you, I'm like, Jules, you're a tech person. Why did it cut me off? And I didn't realize they did that.
I think in the past they didn't do that or something, but then they started doing it. So
they probably want people to get back to more of the pictures, because that's kind of what Instagram is more of, like pictures.
And reels. They want people to do reels.
Short reels.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. Well, there you have it. Thank you for tuning in. See you soon. Bye-bye.